Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. The goal of today's conversation is one, for y'all to meet some of our partners. So you get to meet Risheem and Titilayo down in Texas. We are doing our apprenticeship workforce development training with them. So y'all get to meet some of our awesome partners and be able to ask questions if you want to while we are here going live. So I'm excited, guys. I hope we're able to answer any questions that you may have, and definitely reach out to us if you want to join the Container Life Squad. So Risheem and Titilayo, we're going to get started. For starters, one big thing people are asking is, what is all the training options that we're going to have for this program? So if y'all want to speak to that, that'd be great. Of course, one is green construction. They already know that. But we have not been telling everybody about all the other programs that we're going to be offering, because we want to put our community at an advantage. So either you or Risheem, Titilayo, you feel free to step in and talk a little bit about what those other programs are. And if you want to give some explanation on what they are and telling, that'd be great.
Put her on the spot. Titilayo, you want to speak?
I was getting ready to say that I was going to put you on the spot because you speak so eloquently about programs that we provide.
Okay.
Yeah, you know he did that, Titilayo, because he really wanted to talk anyway. That was like some Jedi mind trick type stuff. So
no, it was seriously because I'm always talking. She got it. Like I can sit back and be like, all right, she can go do it. I'm good. So we have kind of gave this coin phrase of ICAT 3. And it kind of sums up what we focus on as a company. And you hit on it with agriculture. So ICAT 3, which stands for Innovative Construction, Ag Economics. T3 stands for Telecom, Technology, and Transportation. And so that's kind of our primary business, and everything that kind of, divides from there. It go from cybersecurity to Space Force to, hemp, cannabis. We're looking at whatever's emerging in the nation, and that's something that's suitable to support small businesses. So we have the ability to kind of design and put training together that is, that fits the market.
all right, we lost your volume a little bit, Risheem, but thank you for sharing that. So one thing I wanted to ask about was from a perspective of training types. Like why did you come up with the drone and the horticulture and the irrigation system and robotics and STEM? What is it that you all saw in your vision that made y'all want to have such a comprehensive offering to the general public as far as training?
Because we thought that stackable credentialing was where people were kind of heading, and it would be the most supportive option for someone to come in that had a pre-existing skill. We wanted to be able to stack another skill on top of it that allowed them to be more marketable. So if you look at some drones, the basis behind the drone was coding. So we started someone with coding. We can tie coding into the drones, and then if we tie them into agriculture, now you're hitting coding, drone, which you can do inspections, and then you can add in some agriculture.
For sure. Thank you for that. And do you see anything about those besides the marketable skill sets? What about those trainings in particular do you feel are something that is worth looking at as far as long-term capability for the community?
Oh yeah, good question. Because we were actually talking about that today at the state level. So, construction is going to be a big push. And in America, some of our high schools have went away from some of the trades. And so there's a push to have certifications and vocational programs and partnerships in with the K-12 community college to try to fuse, construction back into our skill set as a community. You're looking at your LMIs, which is labor market index, that tells us pretty much what the state is saying in terms of where the market may be going for what business are looking for. So we are looking at technology. There's some fun things with cyberspace that's out that people didn't think would actually merge with agriculture, right? They got to grow stuff in space. But we're trying to merge them. So we like to make fun. We're like a mad scientist in the back. We'll take a trade that may typically work with another trade because the students and our clients are they're asking for it. And how do we cross train people, but to get us back to potential?
For sure. And let's talk a little bit about some of our partnerships. So I want to have conversations about some of the counties, states, community organizations, schools, a little bit of everything. Who are some of the people that we have finally got on board to do these trainings that you don't mind bragging about? Go ahead and
Oh
brag
yeah,
about all our
yeah.
partnerships.
Right. It's a good time to go out there and drop some of those names. So currently today, now we're going to be in Crockett, Texas. I know a lot of people don't know where that is. That's East Texas, and they're going to be partnering with us where we have our own training and manufacturing site center to be able to handle rural initiatives. We have support from several commissioners in the state of Texas, from city, from agriculture, all the way down to.
We lost you for a little bit, Rasheem.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
No, you sound far away.
All right. Can you hear me?
I don't know if you are you in a Bluetooth?
No, let's see. I don't know. I'm not on Bluetooth, but
You got loud whatever you just did. I don't know. Maybe it's a little bit of the signal.
yeah, maybe the location. So some of the partnerships we have, we're supported by Grambling State and some HBCUs, Prairie View University, Texas Southern, San Jack Community College, Houston Community College, and Lone Star. So we have a few state agencies behind us. Wanting to see this initiative move forward, Texas Workforce. So we have a few supporters from the federal and state side. We would like to see this expand in Texas and go national.
Okay. I'm gonna try to do, let's see if they allow. I don't know. Let's try that. All right. So perfect. Thank you for that. So from a perspective of, what's next for the training, what are some things that people can expect to have happen as a part of this training process? So Texas is one. We also created some relationships in Mississippi, and these are ones that I've created for us. Mississippi, New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Virginia, Washington, D.C., Maryland, North and South Carolina. So I brought it up the coast all the way to Texas. I know that, from our perspective, we have community partners that want to begin training programs. And so a lot of what I've done is, because we're a federally registered program, I invited all my partners who have manufacturing facilities or other kind of industries that could be complementary to what we're doing. I invited them to be a part of our group and helping them start their own apprenticeship program. So what Rasheem is saying is just some of his programs, but to add to that, there are elevator technician, elevator engineering. We have people who are starting mortgage company apprenticeship programs. I have somebody who is in that DC area that wants to create a workforce development training for young people that are, they call it like, they're young adults. So they've graduated. So they're over 18, but they're under 25. And so we'll be taking all the green construction, robotics, STEM, everything that we're doing with Rasheem and his company out to those areas too, to kind of expand that. Of course, we have some people that are in California that want to bring some projects to light with using our workforce development processes, along with doing some build outs. And honestly, we may eventually be in all 50 states. So I'm excited because I have bright people like Titilayo and Rasheem on the team to help us do these things. This training stuff is super important for our culture to be able to actually help and assist in bringing us into industries that we're not normally in, if that makes sense. And not only are we not normally in them, but we're also the minority. So that's the perspective that, you know, we see from a, you know, a training and a development company. We want to bring stuff that is innovative and new. Of course, y'all know Risheem actually builds container projects as well. If you don't know him, you want to tell everybody a little bit more about MPEDS and ICAT 3 program, just your history and who you are and who Titilayo is, so that people know, you know, they can look you guys up online and follow what you all are doing as well.
Yeah, I'm a start off and then I segue over to Titilayo.
Okay.
You made a really, really great point. You know, our partnership and us working together allows other companies to grow. We're a platform for them. And so what we're creating is a national platform and collaborations with other organizations that strengthen what it is that we do. And so I think I commend you on the work that you've done, Jessica, coming from all those states from the East Coast and coming west to Mississippi, you know, really where we are in the South. And so the program itself, kind of what we're starting, I see the mission, right? And so we've been here in Texas doing this. We're in 4 of the states and we're expanding. And it's a simple process. It's like, what are the emerging jobs? And if we don't put people in business, right, one of the things that you hit on earlier, if we can't get them in business, we can't get people working. We can't train people without supporting some mission in business. And I think when you get on small businesses, the container homes and living, you know, it makes sense. So how we got into container homes was actually by Hurricane Harvey, right? We were talking about tiny homes and tiny, you know, concepts. We are a tech fiber optic company. So when the state got behind us and had us to roll out a fiber optic initiative, we got hit by Hurricane Harvey in 2017 in Houston. And so we couldn't do fiber optics because electricity and water just doesn't mix for those who took the basic part of school. So we started doing construction to be able to rebuild the homes. And that's what actually kickstarted us out doing container build-outs. And so we're looking at building homes for veterans and people that were impacted by the storm. And it grew. It became much bigger, and it became a training tool for what we added into the ICAT 3 model.
Thank you for that. So he did go out for a little bit, but he basically said that they got started from Harvey, the challenges that they had during Harvey, and just the need for that service for disaster relief. And that, you know, out of that came all these other great things, the training and being able to grow and have these relationships that they have. And so if y'all hear the commonality between our two companies is that we're looking at impact over income. So he saw a need, he wanted to provide a solution, and now he's been able to thrive as a business. Shout out to Risheem. Risheem is a veteran, so you can tell how sergeant-ish he is, you know, so military-ish. So how military-ish he is, very organized, very particular, and even in methodical in how he's talking right now. So I love it because he's being careful. We talk trash to each other, guys. Don't pay us no mind.
I'm trying to do trash talk. I just told Titilayo that when I left the dentist. But go ahead.
That's right. You gotta have fun with the people that you're working with. Otherwise, it's just not gonna work. It's not gonna it ain't gonna be fun to work with people you don't get along with. Now, Titilayo, you done been quiet this whole time now.
I'm getting off.
I have been quiet.
Hey, listen, Titilayo is on right now. I'm off. Bam.
Bam, Risheem. Now you know he'll never be quiet. Now, he said, "Let the queen walk in." You know he'll never be quiet.
Hey, I dropped the mic. I dropped the mic. That's a drop the mic, but I can hear everything people are saying behind my screen.
Look, he dropped the mic and then he passed it along.
I like to be quiet because, like I said, Risheem is so eloquent with explaining his vision, and this is his vision. So I want to be clear about that. We're just the little soldiers, you know, marching to his orders. Yeah. And his mind is so phenomenal, you know, that I can't compete really with how he explains everything. So that's why I kind of just stepped to the back and let Risheem, take the stage. But see, he think he's smart now because he's totally dropped off now, right?
You know how he do. He passed the baton to you and act like he don't know nobody after that.
Yep. But
So
you
tell us
know,
who you are. How did you come to being a part of the team with Rasheem, and what do you see the benefits are of some of the programming that will be rolling out in the near future?
okay, well, my name is Titilayo Odian, and I am originally from New Jersey. My
Northeast?
career or background is in workforce development primarily, also family self-sufficiency. My personal and business lives have always kind of coexisted in that I just want the best for our people. And so that's how I got attached to Rasheem. I also have a nonprofit, Commit You Global Economic Development Corporation, and I had a vision that was kind of something that was similar to what Rasheem was thinking in terms of us as a people having our own system. And a friend of ours connected us together and said, you guys are trying to do the same thing. You need to get together.
Yeah.
And somehow or another, we got together, and I kind of put my vision to the back burner and kind of, jumped on to help Rasheem with his vision. I think that what we are doing here is so very important. Um, there was the day when everybody needed to have a college education, but now we're realizing that it's about skills. And, so we are getting the skills to the people and making opportunity for those people who have skills. And that is critical to success for us as a community.
For
So
sure.
I really also applaud what you're doing, Jessica. It is something that is outside of the box. I'm sure that you don't have too many people that look like us in your field, and that is groundbreaking and commendable. So we're just
Thank
happy to
you.
be here and work together with you in order to make these visions reality.
Absolutely. And I'm grateful for you all too, because what I got from what you just said is that one, you knew there was something that was beyond you that needed you to join his team. And I felt the same way when I met Rasheem. I actually met him through Freedom, Georgia. Shout out to Freedom, Georgia. Um, and so beyond that, I also knew too that a part of why it was important for us to collaborate is because we could all do this together.
Right.
It's not even about reinventing the wheel. To me, in my opinion, is about being able to collaborate and unite as one to have a greater impact. And
Exactly.
so if we as people can really focus more on how can we get together and do more things together versus seeing each other as competition or doing this survival of the no fittest, and I say no fittest because you're dying if you're not collaborating. You know what I'm saying? Like if you think you can do everything on your own, you're dying. You won't be
Yes.
able to survive because you're one person trying to do everything. And so I'm very big on group economics, group collaboration, the 7 principles of group
Yes.
economics. It's just so much that's to that if we start to get over our own egos and do what we all are doing right here, which is collaborating and being able to do this as a unit, it will allow for us to get further ahead. And I'm so appreciative of you, Titilayo, because you keep Rasheem together. Rasheem, he done dipped off this call. He didn't even come back.
He didn't come back.
This is why you're around, because if us women not around, these men will dip off on us and leave us to do everything. And just so we're clear, y'all, TT Lyo do all the work. And she does everything. So Rasheem, he may be the mastermind behind all of what we do, but me and Titilayo be in the lab creating stuff and doing stuff to make it all happen. So since he ain't on here, we can talk about him and take all the credit. How about that? So, Titilayo, I wanted to also get your perspective from what do you see is the greatest benefit from a participant perspective? So we already talked about, how we're helping the community. How do you see our programming helping people who actually sign up and participate in it?
Well, again, like I said, you're giving people skills that they can take and they can become entrepreneurs. They can go and work for someone else if they want. Some way that they can take care of their families, put food on the table, and also skills that they can take into older age. When you have a skill, you don't have to stop working when they want you to stop working. You can continue to go on. And that's also very important. So I think from a participant's perspective, it is empowering. We are really empowering people to be productive, to be successful, financially successful. And, you can't beat that. That is exactly what's needed. That's how this country got to where it is today. And so we have to get back to that.
I love that. I got out of that we're helping people be more self-sufficient. So all of what we do, guys, all of our programs actually help participants become entrepreneurs. Our green construction side, which is what I'm responsible for, allows for a person when they graduate to start their own business. They're actually gifted in LLC. And so what we can do and will do with all of them is encourage and foster entrepreneurism, because one, it helps you become self-sufficient, but it also helps stimulate your local economy. And so it's beyond you being a worker, be working for somebody else in a certain trade, and that versus you all from a perspective of becoming an entrepreneur, being able to make your own money because it's based off of your own accord, and so we want to encourage and foster more people to get involved with things that's really encouraging you to take what your skill sets and everything about you to another level, from a perspective of what I will say is resiliency. Most of y'all may have worked already. You already worked for somebody else. I encourage y'all to try something new. Go become a business owner and see how that same energy that you've been putting into a job working for somebody else, imagine if you put that same energy into yourself. And my favorite line is you're your own reparation. So if you're in the Black community and you're waiting for somebody to give you a handout, a 40-acre and a mule, or any of that, hold your breath and you will die. It's never going to happen. That's something they will never, ever apologize for, because they know Black man, Black woman is God. They know that we're very powerful people, and they know we're totally resilient beyond anything they could ever do to us. Look, we're still here on this earth. We're still doing magnificent things, much like our project here. So I just encourage you, if you're on this call, if you're listening in on any of these channels, definitely, Titilayo, can you tell everybody how to find you guys, your website or email address that they can reach out to you at?
Yes, you can find us on two websites, actually. One is e-tech.us. That's for EDS technical training sites. And Mojave Projects is mojaveprojects.com. M-O-J-A, I'm always forgetting how to spell it, right?
M-O-J-A-V-E.
Projects, PROJECTS.com. And soon you'll be able to find us also at our nonprofit website, which would be americaretrain.org. That site should be live in the next couple of weeks. And by email, you can be reached at Muhammad R at mpeds.us, and ODIONT at mpeds.us.
All right. All right. How do you spell your last name? Odiom?
Oh, N is a Nancy.
Okay. And I'm
Mhm.
putting this in our chat over here on Instagram in case they want to reach out to you. Awesome. Awesome. Well, I appreciate you, Titilayo. You know, we be rocking and rolling and having fun, talking trash, and just slowly taking the world over as much as we can. And definitely, guys, if you're on a call, you want to reach out to Titilayo or Mr. Muhammad, their websites and email addresses is inside the chat. You can now get back to us again. Thank y'all for everybody who voted for us for the NAV grant. We'll be getting results soon. So hopefully, fingers crossed, toes crossed, and prayers that we won that grant so that we can do some awesome projects in the neighborhoods that we serve. And you can also click on more information about us in the bio or visit shippingliving.com to reach out to us, or info@shippingliving. So Titilayo, I appreciate you, Sunshine. I totally value you, my queen. I'm proud of you. Thank you for being a partner. And by all means, we are so proud of the things that you guys are doing over there at Mojave Projects. We got Risheem back. I didn't know he was waiting over there. Now he done hit again. He's something else. And I'm just proud of you guys. I'm so grateful to be a part of what you guys are doing with me. And definitely, I look forward to seeing you all at the top. And please reach out to Titilayo. Please reach out to Risheem. Definitely, if you have questions about anything we talked about, the training, feel free to reach out to us. And then a lot of this stuff too is on our website at shippingliving.com under apprenticeship and under employment, so you can see what we'll be hiring for and what training programs are available. So we love you guys. We value you guys. Remember, you are your own reparation and that the sky is not the limit. And we're here for you guys. Feel free to reach out at any given time. Take care.